Hello and welcome to another episode of Ask Grimm. Yeah, it's certainly been a bit since the last one, but I wanted to give it some extra time so that I could get as many questions as I could. Thank you all once again for asking your questions, I really do appreciate it, and without any further delay, let's begin. NicoSafer1 asks, have you heard about the 4 Silent Hill projects that were announced by Konami since you're playing the original Silent Hill game? Actually, yes, I've been aware of it, and as for my thoughts on it, I think they're interesting, with the exception of the Silent Hill 2 remake. That just looks like a yikes, but then again, that's not exactly a very hot take at this point, since that seems to be the common consensus within the community. I'm still interested to see what it is, because my experience with the first game was pretty good all around.
Nothing inside. It's fucking covered in ketchup. The fuck are you on about there being nothing inside?
So, yeah, with the exception of Silent Hill 2, this remake, I'm interested. Matt27 asks, have you seen Animat's podcast about leaving Mr. Coat and Friends, and do you have any opinions about that community? No, I surprisingly haven't seen that podcast. And as for my opinions of that community, I honestly never heard about it until this question. As for now, though, meh for my opinions of the community. Xans Priness asks, have you played any games from the original Xbox? And have you heard about the Amaranth abuse situation? Yes, I have played some original Xbox games like Halo Combat Evolved, and I think that's it. Oops. I know that the sequel to Jet Set Radio was on the Xbox, and I should probably play that at some point, but I keep forgetting to do that. As for Amaranth, yeah, I heard, and it's... Whew, that was a fucking minefield, and at this point I'm just hoping that she's okay. Which, last I heard, she seems to be, so that's a relief, unless something came out after this recording, which said otherwise, which case, but yeah, from what I remember, she seems to be out of that situation, which is a relief, but yeah. AJustice90 asks, what are some video game worlds you'd like to live in, and was there a show or movie that someone uploaded to YouTube before it became a copyright minefield that you regret not watching at that time since it was the best way to watch that show? Ooh, good questions. For video game worlds, gotta go with Pokemon, because those fuckers are invincible. Like, they live in a world where you have multiple deities, creatures, whatever, that are as hot as the sun, and yet the planet is just perfectly okay. I don't get it, but whatever. Like, I would live in that world. Fuck yeah. As for show and movie, okay, this would probably be about 2008. I want to say some SpongeBob dubs, but that's technically a fan-made product. As for show and or movie, probably Toradora, because I think that was on YouTube at the time, and then it kind of fell by the wayside. Though nowadays I'm watching Toradora on Netflix, so that kind of checks out. Kill9000Jin567 asks, any thoughts on Saberspark? He exists. I've seen a couple of his videos, and they're okay. Not really my cup of tea, though, so I don't really watch him that often. Atreas licok, sorry if I mispronounced that, asks, have you watched Popeye? Did you hear about Elon Musk firing over 4,000 employees from Twitter? And which member of the Organization 13 is the most underrated as a fighter and a character? I've seen some bits of Popeye when I was growing up, and it's just crazy zany fun, so yeah, I liked it. As for Elon Musk, yep, I've heard about it, and it's, fucked up. At the same time, though, it's fun to kick back and watch Elon Musk burn fucking Twitter to the ground, because he's just... It's like watching a train crash. You can't help but avert your eyes, because he's such an idiot. As for member of the Organization 13, honestly, and this is kind of a surprise, I'm sure, for some, I'm probably going to say Psyx, as a fighter, at least. Because that dude can be fucking destructive when he's at full power, especially if you fought him on the highest difficulty in KH2, because, jeez, that dude was a fucking menace. I can see why he has the position that he did. As for character, this is kind of a surprise, but... And maybe this is because of KH3, but I kind of like Vexen a little bit. Like, in terms of underrated, because obviously if we're talking organization, people love Axel, like Roxas, of course. Shion is 50-50 depending on who you ask that time of the day. A lot of the community seems to agree that Larkstein just sucks, and I'm not a fan of her either. Zigbar is of course great. So as a fighter, I would say Psyx. As a character, I'd say Vexen. ANGRYCOWBOY asks, which season of Survivor is the worst, and do you think the Super Mario movie will be good? Okay, first one's a really good one, because for me it flip-flops every other day. I have 3 picks for my least favorite season. One World, Island of the Idols, and I think Redemption Island? But if I were to choose between those three, yeah, I'm gonna go with One World, largely just because half the cast was insufferable, and a good majority of the other half was so fucking frustrating. Was Kim likable? Abso-fucking-lutely. She's one of the best goddamn winners in the series. I am not faulting anyone for putting her high up on the list of Survivor winners. She was really good in that season. Problem is, everyone else just fucking sucked.
What's unfair about it? You suck!
Which is unfortunate because Kim had a really good game to play. It's just that everyone else fucking sucked at it. It's kind of the Richard Hatch effect, oddly enough. It's like everyone else just sucked at playing the game, but Rich was good in that. And in the same sense, everyone in One World except Kim sucked, and Kim knew what she was doing. She also had a really good Winners of War appearance now that I think about it. Anyways, I would probably say One World. I think even for some of the challenges for One World, Jeff wasn't even there, so I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck was he doing? Was he trying to fucking green screen himself for that cameo in 2.5 Men that nobody liked? Or that people will occasionally make memes out of? Like, was he posted the Jeff Probst show down the street? Like, where the fuck was he? I don't know, it just felt like the season where they just didn't give a shit. As for the Mario movie, no, I'm not a fan of the first trailer. Jack Black is trying, he's certainly trying, but yeah, nothing else about the film just looks good to me. I'll be surprised if the movie ends up being good, because it just, Fan-Boi X Jr. asks, any thoughts on Kevin Conroy? Did you see Ash defeating Leon, and what could this mean for the future of the anime? Have you played Digimon Adventure on PSP, and do you think Sora is a terrible protagonist? Good questions. Yeah, I really like Kevin Conroy as Batman, and it sucked to see him pass away recently, because, yeah, it's just one of the people I didn't expect, much like Queen Elizabeth, Betty White. Yeah, it sucked. As for Ash defeating Leon, yes. I think I put a video up on my Twitter, actually, dubbing that scene. I don't know if I'll make it a short, just because it has copyrighted material in it, but yeah, I saw it. Really good stuff.
Good job, Pikachu! You stood back up!
It's champion time! Inferno!
But I really hope it comes to an end, because the OLM workers, for one, are getting treated like dog shit, and I don't know if there's much else for Ash to really do at this point. He's world champion, he's became elite champion, and he saw all his characters again, or friends, whatever. I don't know if there's really anything else for them to do. Like, I guess maybe as a mentor role, but oh wait, no, they kind of already did that with Go, in terms of Ash's relationship with him. I don't know what the fuck they can do. Maybe his kid? I don't know if they would do that, though. I guess we'll have to wait and see, because we still have a couple episodes left before the series ends, and we still don't really have a Gen 9 announcement properly, except for that little teaser at the end of the recent one at the time of recording, which just has them looking at Sprigatito, but that's just more so a Rocket gag. I don't know if that's an official announcement for the series. I don't think it is, though. As for Digimon Adventure on PSP, no, I haven't played it. I've heard interesting things about it, though, so I'll look into it one day. And as for Sora being a terrible protagonist, no, I don't agree with that at all. I think he's a really good protagonist. It's hard to hate on the guy, too. I think he serves his purpose in the story well, and yeah, no, I don't think he's a terrible protagonist. I think he does his role really well as a protagonist, actually. Jim Kourtoullopoullos, again, sorry for the mispronunciation, asks, any thoughts on Jason David Frank? Have you read the Kingdom Hearts manga, and what do you think of speed drawing live streams? I think Jason David Frank was a really good actor. Even though I didn't necessarily grow up with the early Mighty Morphin, I was born like a year after the first season came out, but I did grow up with him on Dino Thunder and later appearances, and I did eventually go back and see the earlier seasons. And yeah, at first I thought the story was a joke or fake, but no, it turned out to be legit, and that sucks. It really sucks. Because for many, he was the best, and he was their fan favorite. It stung. I know he retired from being the Green Ranger a year or so ago, I think, but it still hurts to see that happen, so yeah. Much like with Kevin Conroy. Seriously, what the fuck was up with the last 2 weeks? Kevin Conroy's dead, fucking Jason David Frank's dead. Jesus Christ. Kingdom Hearts manga, yes, I've read bits of it. It's interesting. I think my girlfriend has the copies, though, because she never had the chance to buy the games. I don't know if she's read it, but I know I sent it to her for a Christmas gift alongside other stuff. But from what I've read, it's interesting. As for speed drawing live streams, I enjoy those. Like, I'll occasionally watch Heaton and Roroni streams, which are a lot of the times just speed drawings. And those are pretty good. It's a good chance to interact with the streamers, see their development process. I like them. Comment Homer Simpson asks, any thoughts on Essence of Thought? What will be the best video editor for commentator beginners? How can you make or find PNG pictures of anime or cartoon characters? And what was the weirdest commentary you saw, neither bad or good? As well as, do you think having a story arc and a commentary is a bad idea? Not gonna lie, this is actually the first time I've heard of Essence of Thought, and from a quick look at their channel, they come across to me as another political channel, which is not my cup of tea, so, not really my thing. But I guess just shrug, meh. As for best video editor, I will always recommend you get a version of Sony Vegas Movie Studio for a cheaper version. If you have Movie Maker and the like, that also can work to an extent. But yeah, I would say either Vegas or Movie Maker. I will never recommend anyone use Premiere just because that thing is a fucking mess. And I think a lot of the stuff you can do in Premiere, you can do in Vegas. But that's just me. As for making or finding PNG pictures, I will often just Google something on, well, Google Images, and hit the transparent bar to find any transparent images. In the event that they don't exist, like what happened with my enemy controller shitpost, what I'll end up doing for that is I will go to a website called remove.bg and copy and paste that, and then that will remove the background, and whatever is left, I will remove that to make a transparent image. And that's basically what I use. Weirdest commentary I saw, probably any other Rorm videos, especially fucking nowadays, considering what Ray has done. But yeah, I'll say Rorm, any of Rorm's videos. As for the story arc in commentaries, I don't think it's a bad idea per se, honestly, and I think it can be interesting from a world-building perspective. However, I'm more so a fan of having the story segments be a separate video entirely, while you do the commentary stuff. But that's just me. If you absolutely must put in your commentary, then I don't think it's a death knell per se. I think it can work out just fine. But yeah, that's just me. And the final set of comments comes from the Sleepy Commentator. Number 1. Whatever happened to Realm Wars II? Have you heard that Yuji Naka got arrested? And any thoughts on the Ephraminator? Probably mispronounced that one. Realm Wars is just doing his own thing nowadays. He occasionally streams TCG stuff on his main channel, but nowadays he's just a guest on other people's streams like Heaton's. He's in a Dungeons & Dragons campaign on Spiffy Needle Geeks. He'll occasionally help out on that channel too, now that I think about it. Yeah, he's just vibing basically, like he's just doing his own thing. And occasionally we'll live stream on, like I said, his own channel with TCG. But yeah, he's just doing fine. Yeah, I did hear Yuji Naka get arrested, and he did a stupid thing again. What a shocker. But yeah, I heard, and Yuji Naka being an idiot, just, if I had a nickel for every time Yuji Naka did a stupid thing, I'd have a truckload of nickels at this point. As for Ephraim, they're alright. Not really my cup of tea though, but they exist. And that is all the questions for this installment. Sorry that this took a little bit, but like I said, I wanted to wait to get as many questions as I could, and also I got caught up a little bit in both the Clannad video as well as getting through Scarlet and Violet a bit. So, yeah, thank you all once again for asking your questions. I really do appreciate it. And if you have any for the next episode of Ask a Grimm, let me know in the comments below. Till then, I'm David Grimm, and thank you for watching.